Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to go through the Hawaii paper 2. Uh, the EMAth O-level paper 1 will be tomorrow, so all the best to everyone who's taking it. But the paper 2 will be on Thursday, so there's that to, prepare for as well. Okay, so first question seems to be the quadratic equation. John and Peter took part in a marathon race, each ran 42 km. Constant speed of x kilometers per hour. So number of hours, now time is distance over speed, so this will be 42 over x. Peter ran a constant speed which was half kilometers per hour more than John's for the number of hours he took. Okay, so that will be 42 over x plus half, which is 84 over 2x plus 1. The difference between their times was 15 minutes. Write down an equation in x to represent. Okay, so because Peter ran faster than John, the time he's going to take is going to be less. So what we're going to say is that, but remember, x is in hours, so x is in kilometers per hour, and this is in hours. So 15 minutes, this is a quarter of an hour. So Peter took a long time. John took a longer time. 42 divided by x minus 84 divided by 2x plus 1 is equals to 1 over 4, and we should be able to get the quadratic equation. So if I multiply throughout, I'll get 42 2x plus 1 minus 84x equals to x 2x plus 1 over 4, okay, which is 2x squared plus x divided by 4. Multiply throughout by 4, we'll get, well, we'll simplify this first. So this is 84x, so you see that actually the 84x will be completely gone. So I just get 42 equals to 2x squared plus x divided by 4. And then you can rearrange the terms a bit. 2x squared plus x. If I multiply both sides by 4, I'll get 168 here. So if I subtract 168, I'll get the 0. Alright, so that will be it. Solve this equation. Okay, so this is by using your... So you write down the quadratic formula. X equals to -1 plus or minus the square root of 1 squared minus 4, 2, and -168. Okay, then divide this by 2 times a. Okay, so just write down the quadratic formula and solve it. You can use your calculator to help you find the solutions. So x is 8.9186, or x equals to minus 9.4186. Okay, and for this we'll just write down the 3SF values. So that's 8.92 or minus 9.42. Now we need to write both answers because we haven't brought the context in yet. Calculate the time that Peter took to complete the race. Okay, for this part we must clearly take the positive values to just say, since x is what? Speed, right? Okay, yeah, x is speed. Since the speed is positive, x equals to 8.9186. Okay, so they each ran 42 km, so the time taken will be 42 divided by 42 divided by 8.9186, and give this in context, you will get 4.7093 hour. And hopefully you guys know how to convert that to time. There's actually a button if you're using a Casio calculator. It looks like the degree symbol and then dialogue marks, apostrophes. Yeah, and you'll get 4 to the nearest minute. That will be 4 hour and 43 minutes. Okay. Okay, question 2. We have this diagram. Okay. calculate the value of theta. Okay, so the radius is r, right? AOB is in radians, so we can use the arc length as r theta. So we use 12 theta equals to 15, right? So theta is simply 15 divided by 12, which is 5/4. Actually, no, I'll put it as 1.25. Find the area of the shaded region. Okay, so for this, we can find the area of the sector first. So area of sector AOB will be half r squared theta. So half 12 square 1.25, and then you get 90. Area of triangle ABC, or rather AOC, will be half AB sine C, right? So half 12/8 sine 1.25 radian. So make sure that your calculator's in the correct mode. Okay. So you will get 45.551. Okay, so final answer will be, okay, shaded. You should be able to figure out how to get the shaded region, but you should get 44.4 as your final answer. Okay, S3SF, of course. Calculate the perimeter. For this, we just need to find the length of AC, and yeah, CB is just 12 minus 8, right? What about AC? So AC squared is by the cosine rule. We find 12 square plus 8 square minus 2 times 12 times 8 cosine 1.25 radians. So that will be okay. And of course you can use this to find AC. You just press this in your calculator and find whatever AC is. So you'll get AC is actually 12.143 to 5SF, and then perimeter will be, this is 4, this is 15, so (31.1 HYSS). Okay. Okay, we have diagram. A, B, C, D are 4 points on the circle, so circle properties, DOCB are parallel. Find angle DAB. Okay. DAB is DOB is quite obvious once you find what DAB is. Oh wait, I just realized DAB will be okay, this is angle, this is equals to angle DAO plus angle OAB, which is equals to 38 degrees plus 32 degrees. Because of base angles of isosceles triangles, right? Because what's happening actually is that this, and this, they are all the same. So this will be 70 degrees. Find angle DOB. Okay, this is 140 degrees. Because angle at center equals 2 times angle at circumference. And what is angle ODC? Angle BCD, angle BCD equals to 180 degrees minus 70 degrees equals to 110 degrees because cyclic quadrilateral, right? Actually no, I should say angles in opposite segments are supplementary. I think that's what it was called. Okay, and angle ODC is just the interior angle. So that will be 180 degrees minus 70 degrees, or 110 degrees rather. We get back 70 degrees again, actually, because of interior angles. And we are given DO and CB are parallel, right? So this is also going to be 70 degrees. Okay. Question 3. Okay, so we have a solid trapezoid prism, 4 rectangle faces. AB is 10, BC is 12, DC 6. Okay, show that AD is 12.649. So we have a right angle triangle here. I'll call this a right angle. I'll call this F. And AF is actually AB minus BF, which is BF and DC are the same. So that will be 10 minus 6 equals to 4. And FD is BC, which is 12. So AD will be Pythagoras, square root 4 square plus 12 square. And yeah, that should be it. And that should give us the 12.649. Calculate the surface area. Okay, so to do this, I will actually find the parameter of ABCD. Parameter ABCD is 10 plus 12 plus 6 plus 12.649. And this is 40.649, is it? Okay. One trapezium will be half times the sum of parallel sides, the parallel sides being AB and DC. So that will be 10 plus 6, then times the height, which is BC, so that is 12. So 16 times 6, which is 96. So the total surface area will be 2 times 96 plus the ABCD times the length of the thing. So that will be 16, I think. Yeah, 16 times 40.649. And then that should give us our answer. So just using the parameter ABCD gives us a bit of a shortcut, in case you don't realize, but it's okay. If we don't, I think the procedure will be the same. You should get 842 to 3SF. Calculate the volume. Okay, this is easy because you have the depth and you have the trapezium already. It's just 96 times 16, which is 1536, which is an exact value, so no need to round off to 3SF. The figure shows this triangle. Okay, it's vectors. Express BC in terms of A and C. Okay. Well, BC, well, we can take A as a fixed point. So BC is AC minus AB, which is just 3 times C minus A. Express EB in terms of A and C. Okay. So EB is E is the midpoint of AC. So this is actually, sorry. So if I draw the vector AE here, this is 3 over 2C. So EB is actually AB minus AE, right? So EB equals AB minus AE, which is 3/2 2A minus C, is it? Or is it the other way around? Oh yeah, this is correct. Okay, so this is 3/2 2A minus C. Given that KP is half A plus half C, explain why this is a straight line. Okay, for this we're going to use so for collinear you need to prove same direction and there's some common point. Half A plus half C, by the way, this AB, and you notice that AB plus AC is 3A and there's 3C, so you notice that if I extrapolate the line here, so that means that this is actually where 3A plus 3C is. So indeed it looks like K will lie somewhere on that line, right? P is this, okay. So let's express AK first. AK equals to, so use ratio theorem, 3/2 C, okay, so, oh wait, no, you can't use ratio, can you use ratio theorem? You're using, it's not, well, I mean, they're not with reference to, we're taking A as the origin, so I think yes. Okay, so, ratio theorem says AK is dividing the point in the ratio EP. Okay, so this is 1 to 2, right? Okay, so this is 2 times AE, so 3C, and then this is 3A, AB is 3A, so 6A, all over 3, right? Wait, sorry. It's the other way around, sorry, it's 3. Because this one is 1. This is the 1 is the 1, so this is actually C plus A by the ratio theorem. And KP is, yeah, AK is A plus C by ratio theorem. I can't actually remember whether ratio theorem is in O-level syllabus. If it isn't, then please let me know. And then KP is, but the use of ratio theorem would be fine here because we are taking A as a reference point for all our vectors. And then half, so KP is actually, by observation, is half times of AK, and K is a common point. So K is a common point, and also the fact that we just proved that AK is parallel to KP, therefore AKP are collinear. Okay, find the value of area of AEK, AKB. Okay, AE, so that would be common height. You will see that they share the EB, so you're just comparing the 1 and the 2. So that will be AEK. Okay, so that is half. Find the, sorry. So that will be, yeah, half. Okay. Find the area of AEK, ABC. Oh, okay. And this one is also, this one, remember, this one is also 1, and this is also 1 because E is a midpoint. So AEB as a whole is actually half of ABC. So AEK is 1/3 of the whole thing, so that would be 1 over 6. Okay. The diagram shows the speed time graph of a motorcyclist. Okay. Distance traveled is 450, so area of trapezium because area under speed time graph will give you the distance, right? So this is half times the sum of parallel sides, which is 55 plus 20 times v. So this is 75 over 2v equals to 450, and then you can solve for v, should be 12. 75 times 6 is 450, yes. Okay, find the speed of the motorcyclist after 8 seconds. So that will be, well, you just use similar triangles. 8 seconds should be 8 over 10 times 12 equals to, well, 9.6. Okay. I realized that when it's contextual question, I should actually leave the answer as a decimal. So 9.6. Yeah. Describe the motion of a motorcyclist between 10 and 30. Okay. So the motorcyclist is traveling constant speed. Okay, yeah. Which is also the same as saying, what is the words? Constant distance traveled per unit time. That is actually the same definition as speed, but I'm not sure what else can I say other than the speed is constant and that the rate of change of distance is linear. I don't think I need to say the rate of change of distance is linear, right? Because it's not A math. I'll leave it at that. Find the deceleration of the motorcycles for the last 25 seconds. Okay, so that will just be that's just the gradient, right? Or rather, no, it's speed divided by time. So it will be 12 divided by deceleration. Deceleration means that you don't need to have a negative value. So you just take the 12 and divide it by 25. Okay, and this is what, 0.48, I think. So 0.48 meters per second square. Is deceleration rate once again. If it were acceleration, that would be a negative acceleration and you'll put minus 0.48, but here it's positive. Okay, sketch the distance time graph. Okay, so as per usual, when the thing is increasing here, we'll have a curve and the distance traveled at this point. Let's just write down the distance traveled for each part. So the distance traveled for here will be 10. I don't think you need to show too much working, so if you get it done in your head, that's fine. So 60. And then this part is, if I add these two parts together, this rectangle is 240, so total this is 300. We can verify that the triangle is 150. 12 times 25, yeah, then half, yeah, 150, so yes. So the milestones we need to take note of are 60, 300, and 450. So the curve will increase, well, the gradient will be increasing up to 10 seconds. So it will increase until the gradient becomes, let's draw the straight line part first. So the straight line part will be up until 30, I think. So that is here and here. Okay, so what does it look like? Okay, so I think the straight line part looks something like, is it 2:1? Looks like it, but I don't have a, but Microsoft Whiteboard had a line function. It's not very nice to draw on this thing, but it's okay. This will be an increasing gradient until it approaches the line, and after that it will taper off and it will head towards 480, right? 450 rather. So that will look something like, so it ends at 55, which is here, so it will end somewhere here. So the gradient will slow down until, yeah, something like that. Okay, so draw the checkpoints onto your graph. This is 55. This is 450. And then the rest of them is already labeled, so you can just draw the lines. Okay, of course, if you I have the printed paper, please, you know, use a ruler for this, but I don't have one. Unless I take out my ruler and put it on my tablet, but you know, I don't really want to do that. Okay, so okay, there you go. Alright, let's take a short break. I'll take a short break and I'll come back in a bit. Okay, so we are back. Let's go through questions 6 onwards now. So I have a graph drawing. Find the value of p. Okay, so this one we just, you know, plug in the thing into the equation. And because we want to follow the trend of every other data point in the graph, we will put it in 1 dp. Fortunately for us, the calculator does give us the value in 1 dp. It's 3.4. On the graph paper, draw the graph. Okay, let me make this a bit easier for myself. I'm going to snap a picture of this. Okay, so we have all the values and we're going to plot the points. Okay, so for the scale has been given for us, so we just need to follow 3.8. Okay, so that will be here, right? Yeah, here. Okay, so that's 1.6 is up here. It's here. 3.4, so that will be here. Okay, how about -1, 2.8? Zero will be 1. Okay, that's just here. 1 is -0.8, so here. 2 is -1.4, so here. 3 is 0.4, so here. And 4 is 5.8. Oh, that's high up. Okay, it's here. Okay, so we have that, and we're going to, you know, of course, if you know you're you would have a curve ruler for this, but I don't. So just imagine that it's a good curve. Okay, I think it's easier if I draw this boy down. Oops, no, that's not what I meant to do. Ah. You get the idea. And bring down this point. Okay. And then like that. There's a bit of inflection in the curve now, so we'll come back down. Okay. And then the curve will come back up. I can't draw lines downwards. Something like that. Okay, so you have that curve now. Find the value of m, so the graph mx minus 2 intersects at exactly 2 points. Okay, so we want this to intersect at exactly 2 points. So how can we do that? So we notice that there's actually a fixed point on the line, which is -2, 0, because, no, or rather 0, -2. So we fix this point here, and what's going to happen is that we're going to draw the tangent to the curve at this point. And yeah, you can use your, and of course you can estimate the tangent, and my answer is probably going to be very off of the actual answer because I didn't use the curve, but the method is there. And I don't have a ruler, so I'm kind of trying to guess where the tangent is. Probably here. Ah, yeah, there you go. Okay, so the idea is to find the tangent at this point. So my answer is probably going to be quite off the mark, but I think you'll understand the method. So pick a point on the line which lies on the grid lines. So, well, actually we can pick minus 2, 0. And the other point I'm going to pick is this one. And this is, what point is this? This is a 2.5. And I think minus 1.3. Okay, then use this to estimate the gradient. So it's a rise of 0.7 and a run of 2.5. So the gradient will be, I'll get 0.28, but you guys will probably get a different answer. Using your graph, explain why this has only one solution. For this, we need to consider... Did I zoom in my thing? Okay, there you go. For this, we might want to consider the fact that we drew this graph, and to make this equals to 0, we write, let's write x cubed over 5 minus 2x plus 1. Okay, so this is equals to 4, right? Because we add 4 to both sides. And then we look at our graph and we see the turning point is less than 4. So, from graph, y equals to 4 cuts the curve at only one point. I'm not sure if they need you to actually draw the line y equals to 4, but you can kind of see it. On the same axis, draw the graph 2y plus x equals to 4. If you need the slope-intercept form, you can get it quite easily. Y equals to minus half x. Sorry. Y equals to half x, negative half x plus 2. And then you can draw that line, so that will be here. And that will pass through this point also, so that will look something like that. Oh no, the gradient just my line just went completely downhill after that. The line was so good. Okay, that's an overestimation. I'm having a hard time with this. I want my Microsoft whiteboard back. But you get the general gist of it. Okay. Show that the x-coordinates are the points of intersection. Give the solutions to this equation. Okay, so this one is solving the... So we are equating 2y plus x equals to 4. So we have y equals to x cubed over 5 minus 2x plus 1, and also 2y plus x equals to 4. So if I substitute this, so I get, if I multiply 2y here, so I'll get 2 over 5 x cubed minus 4x plus 2 equals to 4 minus x. We multiply both sides by 5, you will get 2x cubed minus 20x plus 10 equals to 20 minus x. And then from here you should get, oh wait, no, 5x, sorry. And from here, this is where you get your 2x cubed. Add the 5x here, so you get minus 15x, and minus 10 equals to 0. Okay, there you go. Okay, trigo. Airport B is 500 km away from airport A. Okay. On a bearing of 64 degrees, so this is 64 degrees. An aircraft leaves airport A at 22:45. Okay, at which the aircraft is expected to arrive, so that will be 375 km per hour, and that is a 500 km flight. So time is distance over speed, so 500 over 375. So this is actually 4 over 3, which is 1 hour 20 minutes. So you can convert the 24-hour time. So you get 23:45, and then you will actually get 0005, 5 minutes past midnight. After the aircraft has traveled 200 kilometers at peak, diverted the airport queue because of bad weather. 120. Calculate the distance PQ. Okay. PQ is actually, so if you notice this angle, because of the interior angles, this will be 116 degrees. So PQ squared, use cosine rule, will be 300 square plus 120 square minus 2 times 300 times 120 times cosine 116 degrees. And then you can figure out what this is. And you deduce that PQ will be 368.73 for HYSS. So we'll leave the answer as 368. Calculate the bearing of Q from P. Okay, so Q from P means that we draw the north line here. Means we draw the north line here. And we want this angle. Okay, and remember bearing, if it's less than 100 degrees, we need to put the 0 in front. So how to calculate this angle? We could calculate angle QPB. So angle QPB over sine 120. So sorry, or rather sine of angle QPB. Okay, this is sine. We'll use the 116 degrees we just got earlier, and we need to compare the side lengths. So let's see what we get. QPB, the opposite angle would be 100. So opposite side is 120, and 116 opposite is just what we found. So this is 120, and this is 368.73. We can find angle QPB. So you will get (17.008 degrees to 3 dp, which is really good. Because it's actually very close to 17 exactly. So the bearing will just be 64 minus 17. So 64 minus 17. Okay, and that will be answer 47. Okay, but of course it's a bearing, so remember to put the 0 in front. 047. Okay. The waiting time T minutes for 40 customers at 2 phone service shops. Okay, so we have stats. Calculate the mean waiting time. Okay, so okay, so we have this contingency table. So you want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I've kind of forgotten how to do these, because do you take the mean to be 2.5 or do you take the mean to be 3? Because you can take the time for 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If you're counting it as a discrete variable. If you're counting it as a discrete variable, then the class intervals, it makes sense to split them into minutes. So there's only 4 per, there's strictly 5 per class interval, so the middle one will be 3. So if we take it at that way, you will get 5 times, okay, so 3, so you add up the total, so you get 12 times 8 plus 8 times 13 plus 15 times 18, and then divide this result by the total number, which is 40. So you will get 12.125, and I will leave this as exact because it's exact. Explain why this is only an estimate. Well, it's because you are assuming, we assume all customers spend the median time in each class interval. Okay, calculate the standard deviation. Okay, so oh yeah, you can use your calculator for this. How do you do this on a Casio again? Oh wait, I think I need to turn on frequency. There's something stat. Oh wait, let me. Oops. Two. Let me think about how this is done. Which shop did you choose to go to? Okay, so this one might have to do with the mean and the standard deviation. A customer went to shop B and his waiting time is 13.2. So if this is weighted, the mean time will now be, the mean time will remain the same, but the standard deviation will decrease because now you have more data that is closer towards the actual central tendency. Calculate the standard deviation. Okay, how do you enable frequency on this calculator? Okay, never mind. Okay, I got it. Okay. Having a TI-84 is so much better for this. Okay. Stats. Data. Oops, not that. Stat. Five. No. 4. Oh yes, this one. Standard deviation is this is the sample standard deviation, so I believe the answer is 5.35 sigma x, right? Alright, I'll check my answer later. I believe it's sigma x because the SX is the unbiased estimate of the population standard deviation, which is a JC math thing. Which shop would I choose to go to? I'd go to B because while the mean waiting time is longer, SD is lower, so service is more consistent. That is my choice. Of course, you could say shop A because the mean time I'm going to spend there is less, right? Yeah, that's also a possible argument. For part B, we have the cumulative frequency table or graph. Find the median. So to find median on a cumulative frequency, you look for the halfway point of the cumulative, which is 100 in this case. So you see that at 100, what is the value? It's actually here. So is this one. Then you go down and see what is it. So this is 52 lah. Okay. So this will be 52 minutes. What's the 90th percentile? 90th percentile will be the 180, which is here. So here. Okay. this 180, and then come down, and yeah, it's this line now. This one. Okay, so 66. The qualifying time to run the second round of only 30 students qualify. So 30 students is just 30, so we don't need to work out any percentage or whatever. So that will be here. So 44. The number of students who took more than 50 minutes but more than 66 minutes. Okay. So that is between 50 to 66. So 50 is here, so that is 75. 66 is, we figured it out earlier, so it's actually so this is 75 and 180. So it's actually 180 minus 75, which is 105. Okay. A cake shop sells 3 types of cakes. On day 1, the shop sells 84 chocolate cake. Okay, so this is a matrix. Okay. So this one is just I think this would be yeah, this just write down the things, right? 84, 90, 56, 92, 60, 61. Find this matrix, okay? Wow, only 1 mark. Okay. When you are in JC, you can use a calculator for this, but never mind. P is okay, so it's a 2 by 3 by 3 by 2, so the resultant will be a 2 by 2. So 84, 90, 56, 92, 60, 61 times 7, 4, 8, 3, 9, 5. The resultant will be a 2 by 2 matrix. So the first one is 84 times 7. 84 times 7 plus 90 times 8 plus 56 times 9. The first one is 1812. Then the other one is 886. Then this is 853. And the last one is 1673. Okay, 1812, 886, 1673, and 833. Express the profit for day 1 as a percentage of the total sale for day 1. Okay, so if we look at the matrix carefully, what actually happening? We take the cakes sold and we multiply them by the first column. So the first one is the total selling price from the first day. It's a total selling price of the first day, and the profit made is the second column and first row. So profit as a percentage of the total sale, so that is 886 divided by 1812 times 100%. So just understand what we're doing a bit, and then should be okay. So you'll get 48.9%. Find the matrix M equals to half 1, 1R. Okay, so if I take 1, 1, so this is a 2 by 1 matrix. 1 by 2, wait, yeah, 1 by 2 matrix. 1 by 2 multiplied by a 2 by 2, I will get 1 by 2 again. So I'll actually get okay. I'll get a single 2 1 by 2. So this is 1 plus 1812 plus 1673. Okay. Then this one divided by 2. So this is 1742.5. And then the other one is 886 plus 883 divided by 2, 884.5. Okay. 884.5. So what actually is meant by these two matrix? Well, you will see that it's actually 1742.5 is the average what's that? It's the average amount of selling price. Yeah. Average total selling price over the 2 days. The average total selling price and average total profit respectively over the 2 days. So that will be the thing. Okay. Figure shows, okay, coordinate geometry. May say the line AC intersect the y-axis at 3.2. Okay, so for this we just use we find the equation of line. So gradient AC is the rise over run, so y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, which is minus 3 over 8. Okay. Then y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1, x minus 6. Okay. Then you check when what happens when y is 0, or when x is 0 rather. At x equals to 0, what is the value of y? Y equals to 6 times 3 over 8. So 6, 3 over 8 plus 1 equals to, okay, I think you can see that she's not correct already because there's no, it's 3.25, not 3.2. So therefore me is not correct. Okay. It looks like it, but actually it's slightly above. Yeah. Find the length AB. Okay, so that would be square root of, yeah, 2. Okay, so you take the distance formula, minus 2 squared plus, and then what was it, 1 minus 4 squared. Okay, and turns out that this is exactly 5. Without calculating the value of angle, find the value of cosine angle ABC. Cosine ABC is negative cosine of this thing, so let's call this F. So it's a negative cosine ABF, and cosine ABF is the adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent is this one, and the hypotenuse is this one, so 4 over 5. So that would be negative 4 over 5. Negative cosine angle ABF, okay? Yeah, equals to negative 4 over 5. The point P lies on the y equals to 1. Find two possible x coordinates. So area of ABC, APB. So it lies on here, so P is somewhere on the line along BC. 4:3, so it's common height. ABC, APB. So ABC is bigger. So one of the possible coordinate is actually is 4. So one of them is possibly is 3, or the other one is 3 here. Okay. So yeah. So it's -1 and 5. Mr. Johnson has a plot of field that grows the dandelion plant. 70 grow on each square meter. Okay. Average. Okay. Packs the seeds in small packets. About 55 seeds. Okay. So that will be find the number of seeds you will get. Okay, so that's just 130 million is actually 1.3 times 10 to the power of 8 divide by 55. Okay, then you can find out what this is. And of course, you will go down by two significance levels, so you'll need to multiply your answer by 100 and change your index. So this will be 2.36 times 10 to the power of 6. Okay, 2.36 times 10 to the power of 6. Okay, calculate the area of the plot of field. So average of 70 grow. Each plant has an average of 70 flowers. These plants will produce 130 million packets. Okay, so what's happening? So what's actually happening is that you have 130 million seeds being produced from all the flowers. So you divide this by the number of seeds per flower. So this will give you the number of flowers. Then each plant is average of 10 flowers, so you divide by that, so times 10. Then you divide by 70 because 70 per square meter. Then yeah, you figure out what this is. Okay. And this turns out to be 12403 SF. Okay. Okay, so the last question. So as always, is a real world context. So it seems to be financial. So we have Mrs. Ang who's going to run a tuition. She took a loan, 2% simple interest, 30 monthly installments. Okay, so renovation costs. So that will be $40,000. And she didn't take any down payment, right? So that will be interest, or rather, the interest will be 40,000 times 2, or rather times 0.02, 2 over 100 times 2.5. Because 13 monthly installments, that's 30, that will be 2.5 years. So you will get 2,000 interest total. So the total that she will have to pay is 42,000. So 42,000 divided by 30, this is 1,400. So that will be the total, that will be the monthly installment. Mrs. Ang bought the furniture, IT equipment, 15% discount. Calculate her savings from the sale. Furniture and IT, okay. So 15%, so that is, the startup cost is 85%. So saving is actually So she bought it 85% of the list price. So she saved that 15%. So that would be 85% equals to 5100. So original, you can work out to be 6,000. So the total she saved will be $900. Take the difference. Mrs. Ang targets to recover the startup cost and the interest incurred within 6 months. She also targets to make a profit of 5,000 per month. Okay. Uh, the way that the information was presented in this question was very, very poor, and it makes things very confusing. I had to read the question a lot of times, but I think I have the approach down, so let me talk about it. We're going to start by considering the monthly cost. The monthly cost will be 8,400 for this rental plus printing. So calculate monthly cost. Monthly cost. So rental plus stationery. This is 8,000 plus 4 times 100 equals to 8,400. Okay, we'll calculate staff. Now, there are 12 staff on weekdays and 14 on weekends, and you need to pay them 70 per hour on a weekday, 90 per hour on a weekend. You need to pay them for 2 hours every week, and you need to pay them every month because we're considering monthly. So 1 month is 4 weeks. So you need to actually make a lot of calculations there. So staff, and I'm assuming that administrative guy, this person is just a one-time payment per month, so that's 1,800 plus. Now you have 12 staff, and that will be you need to pay them $70 per hour for 2 hours for 4 weeks, and you need to also pay them 14 for the weekend ones, $90 per hour for 2 hours for 4 weeks, and you need this cleaning person, which is 45 per day for 3 hours, which is 30 days. And you can go ahead and figure out what this is. Oops. Okay. This is 19,950. Total monthly cost. Equals to 28,350. Okay, how much does Mrs. Ang's tuition center actually earn? That is a vital piece of information. So fee per student, the fee is per month, so there are a minimum of 5 students. Alright, we want to be conservative, so we will choose the minimum number for each class, and there are 14, or there are, or rather for each, this is a monthly fee, so there are 12 students, no, there are 12 classes, and therefore there are at least 60 students in lower secondary and at least 70 in upper secondary. Okay? That seems to be the understanding that we need to make. So profit or revenue, this is 5 times, wait, why is it times 5 again? It's because it's the minimum, right? Okay, we'll take minimum, we want to be conservative. it will be 5 times 12 times 200 plus per month, I should say. 5 times 14 times 300, and this is 33,000. Okay, this is revenue actually. So revenue, I'll put it as revenue without accounting for costs. So profit per month will be actually 4,650, which is less than 5,000. So it does not meet the target. And 4,650 times 6. And the startup cost was 40,000. So 4,650 times 6 is 27900, which is less than 40,000. So it also does not meet the target for getting back all the money back. But of course, my approach to this question makes some assumptions, and I might not get the right answer according to the marking scheme, but you know, it all depends on the decisions that you make. So everyone's answer will be different for this question. But yeah, that will be Hawaii paper 2. It was definitely harder than paper 1 by a little bit at least, and I do hope that they make the question phrasing a little bit more clean because I noticed that the Cambridge exams, they tend to make the information quite clean, so it's a bit less confusing. But that's just a criticism, from a small criticism. I think the students will find it fine. Stay tuned for Methodist Girls Paper 2, hopefully Tuesday. All the best to all the E-Math O-level students tomorrow afternoon. I will personally be taking my A-level physics practical, so I'll be in the same boat as you guys. Yeah, see you guys real soon, okay? Take care now.